Hey boys. Life is good. It was blowing really hard up on top, and down here there's no breeze at all. I don't know if it's quit up there too or not, but it's been nice down here, and with this fire going and my tent, I'm pretty sure I could take my coat off now. It's already 5:47. I got up at 4:38 and started making some coffee. Fortunately, I had a little bread left over from last night, so that made it easy. I'll make some more after I drink my coffee. So after I was done with the horses and I took them back home, my camp is about a mile away. I have to go up and let the chickens out and feed them and water them and feed the horses, and then I'll have to do it again in the evening. Keeps me active. I like that. So when I get back, I'm gonna cook up breakfast and make some more coffee. Soap made out of lye and lard and water. It was pretty dark out this morning when I had my coffee, so I just figured I'd make a video later on how I do it. Not only did they use whole beans and grind them up with whatever they chose to use, whether it be their knife handle, their revolver handle, or in my case a rock, They also had to roast them first because they were readily available as green beans, unroasted. I suppose people on the frontier were pretty happy when Arbuckle's came out with packaged roasted coffee beans. As you can see, it's not going to be easy to make a consistent grind. People had to really work for their coffee back then. Before I left, I covered my fire. Looks like I got a lot of hot coals. It's only been an hour or two anyway. So most of them got put out. I'll just start my fire over again. So here I've mixed up some bread that I eat pretty regularly. I believe by the 1860s, baking powder had been invented, but it hadn't made its way to America yet. That's my bread, fully cooked. The funny thing is, the black part, it looks terrible and most people wouldn't want it, but it actually tastes pretty good. So that's what you get with me, folks. Real reality TV. Smoky fires, burnt bread, but it's real. This really is the life. No stress, good food, staying warm. And this year, I'm going to prove it to you all that it's a feasible way of life. With minimal income required, yet still a good, robust life. A lot of people talk about the benefits of wool, but it rarely comes from personal experience. It's commonly known that wool will retain 80% of its insulative value. But how does it actually feel? Since I've got a creek right here and I've got wool trousers on, I thought I'd give it another test. Alrighty, I've taken off everything except for my wool socks and my wool trousers. So here we go. Pretty cold. Pretty cold. Woo! Woo! Oh, by the way, there's a little button in the right-hand corner to subscribe if you'd like to help me out. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo! Feels like ice. All right. Let's give that a try. I don't really feel 80% insulative value. I just feel ice. Well, we'll see. Now I'll wear them and I'll show you some other things about my camp. We'll see how it works. So that was a lot of fun. I did get colder than I expected, and my feet especially got cold. My trousers are drying off fairly quick, and well, we'll see. Got the rest of the day to experiment. I'm pretty happy with my tent improvements. I'm happy with the tent overall, really. Since the wind block worked so well, I went ahead and attached it with needle and thread, and then I tied it to this stick I laid on the bipod, and then I raised the edge of the tent by putting up another bipod here and staking the rope down. So last night I slept well and I stayed warm. The leaves got pretty pressed down, compacted, so I went ahead and fluffed those up and folded my blankets, and then tonight when I'm ready for bed I'll lay it back out again. Well, my second night was a little colder. I was so nice and warm the first night that I got a little careless. I wanted to try sleeping on just the leaves, but then I managed to sleep over here where there was only a little bit of leaves and the bulk of them were pushed to the back. I'm not going to blame the dogs, but they may have had something to do with that. It wasn't miserable, it wasn't too bad, and just keep learning and doing. But I gotta say, I love this tent construction. It's so simple, and it does a fantastic job in the wind. I had it set up last year. I slept in a tent like this for about a month. And one day, we had such a huge rainstorm, windstorm, and lightning. And me and the dogs were sitting in the truck. I was looking over at my tent, and it stayed up the whole time. Now the downside of it was, even a light breeze brings the smoke right inside. And that's why yesterday I set this up to experiment, and that has done the trick. So I'm pretty excited about having improved this design. A lot of people don't realize it's hard to get 100% wool here. So yesterday I started getting cold. Well, it crossed my mind before I did the whole magic trick that these pants might not be 100% wool. So I did what's called a match test. So sure enough, these trousers aren't 100% wool. So that means I got to try that out again when I got the proper clothing. So today I'm going to head back home, but I'm going to leave my camp as long as the runoff creek is running off, and as long as they haven't put the cows out here on this rangeland. I'm just going to leave my camp up so that I can come down here and camp for one, but also do some pack trips out of here. I'd like to take my horses for some overnights and do some root digging and foraging. So lots of good videos coming up. In the meantime, I'm going to take a few things back home, and the dogs and I will head on home. We're supposed to have colder temperatures in the nights coming up, in the 20s. So I'll probably come back down and do some experimenting, sleeping in the cold weather. Looking forward to this spring and summer. Got a lot of good things ahead. So I really appreciate everybody watching and the people that enjoy what I'm doing. It really helps if you leave a comment. Besides that, I'd love to hear what you're thinking. It's nice to hear what people are interested in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.